Hey guys, Daniel here with Sons Land Services based out of Benton, Tennessee, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 pieces of advice for heavy equipment operators. Number 1 is going to be doing a check on your equipment every morning before you get in it. Sometimes, you can snag a line or what have you, and all the fluids could be drained out. So if you could fire up that machine, you could blow a head gasket, you could, wreck the engine. So every morning before you go, do a 360 around your machine, open up the engine compartment, make sure that your oil level is good, that it doesn't smell burnt, check your hydraulic level, and just make sure that everything looks the same as it did the day before. Number 2 is to check the track tension. If your track is sagging, we all know, if you've been running equipment anytime, how hard it is to get a track back on. So always make sure that your track has the appropriate tension on it so that when you go to operate the machinery, that's not the first thing that happens during the day. Number 3, make sure that you're allowed to drive where you're going to drive. A lot of the times you might be driving in an area where the customer has not clearly marked out the property borders, and if you touch anything that is their neighbors, you might get in big trouble. So always make sure to mark out, even if it's buying some pink ribbons or whatever, and just kind of marking out on the trees or on the ground with some upside down spray paint where the property line goes. That keeps you protected from future lawsuits and angry neighbors. Number 4, these are the things I would keep with me at all times if I'm running heavy equipment. Number 1 would be a first aid kit, specifically one with a tourniquet in there and all the essentials. The second thing I would get is a medium to large size fire extinguisher. If your machine catches fire, say the hydraulic oil catches on fire or anything happens, be able to put that thing out right away. That's going to save you thousands in the long run, and it's always a good thing to have on hand. Number 5, know what is below. Sometimes when you buy a brand new bucket or whatever, you have a little sign that is actually ribboned on there, and it says 811, call before you dig. It's really important. You might have gas lines running underground, you might have electric, you might have sewer lines if you're in the city, or you might have septic lines. So always make sure that you know what is below the ground. Even if you're not digging below the ground, the weight of your actual machine might crush some of the things, especially when it comes to septic and field lines. So just double check. I would call every time before you dig, and I would also talk with the homeowner to make sure that the area that you are moving your machine on is clear. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching my video. Hopefully this information was helpful for you, and I will see you in the next one.